The nurse rushed into the small cafe straight from her hospital shift, still wearing her light blue work uniform, her hair tied back in a hurried bun, and faint signs of exhaustion visible on her face. She had planned to go home, change, and arrive calm and confident, but an emergency case had delayed her for hours. Now, standing at the entrance, she felt a wave of embarrassment. Everyone else seemed dressed for a pleasant evening out, while she looked like she had stepped directly out of a long, stressful day. Her first instinct was to apologize before even sitting down. She worried that her appearance might send the wrong message, that she didn't care enough about the date, or hadn't made an effort. In her mind, first impressions mattered, and this was not how she wanted to be seen. Her hands felt slightly shaky as she explained why she couldn't change, quietly saying sorry and expecting disappointment or polite disinterest in return. But what made the moment powerful was the contrast between her expectations and reality. Her uniform wasn't just clothing, it represented compassion, responsibility, and sacrifice. The subtle details, the hospital badge, the pen in her pocket, the tired yet sincere eyes told a deeper story about who she was. It revealed authenticity instead of polish, purpose instead of presentation. This imperfect entrance created a raw, human moment that no carefully planned outfit could have achieved. It set the tone for honesty rather than performance. Instead of a staged first impression, it became a real one showing dedication, humility, and heart. And sometimes, the most memorable connections begin not when everything goes right, but when something unexpectedly real walks through the door. As soon as she finished apologizing for arriving in her work uniform, the single dad didn't laugh, criticize, or show disappointment. He smiled. Not a polite, forced smile, but a genuine one filled with understanding. Instead of focusing on how she looked, he focused on what her uniform represented. He stood up to greet her warmly and thanked her for coming, saying he knew how demanding hospital shifts can be. His calm, respectful tone immediately eased her nervousness. Rather than seeing her appearance as a flaw, he saw dedication. He told her that anyone who spends their day caring for others deserves appreciation, not judgment. As a father raising a child on his own, he understood sacrifice and responsibility. Long nights, sudden emergencies, and putting others first were things he knew well. To him, her arriving straight from work wasn't disrespectful, it was admirable. He even shared a small personal story about taking his child to the emergency room once, and how the nurse's kindness stayed with him forever. That experience made him deeply respect the profession. His reaction turned what could have been an awkward moment into a meaningful one. The tension disappeared, replaced by comfort and mutual regard. What surprised her most was how naturally he made her feel valued. He didn't treat her like she had failed the first impression test. Instead, he treated her like a hero coming off duty. He encouraged her to relax, ordered coffee for her without asking, and suggested they take things slow so she could unwind after her long shift. His response showed emotional maturity and empathy. In that moment, she realized she wasn't sitting across from someone who cared about appearances, she was sitting across from someone who cared about character. And that changed the entire direction of their first meeting. That small, honest exchange about her uniform and his unexpected kindness became the turning point of the evening. What started as an awkward apology transformed into a moment of genuine openness. With the pressure of pretending removed, both of them began to speak more naturally. She stopped worrying about how she appeared, and he stopped trying to perform for the date. The conversation shifted from surface-level questions to real-life experiences, personal struggles, and meaningful values. He shared stories about raising his child alone, the sleepless nights, the tough decisions, and the quiet victories no one else sees. She talked about the emotional weight of her job, the patients she couldn't forget, and the reason she chose nursing in the first place. Instead of feeling like strangers evaluating each other, they felt like two people recognizing something familiar: responsibility, compassion, and resilience. There was a noticeable comfort between them now. They listened closely, responded thoughtfully, and didn't interrupt. Even the pauses felt warm rather than awkward. Their connection grew not from perfect words, but from sincere ones. The honesty of the moment created trust faster than charm ever could. They found small overlaps in their worlds, shared beliefs about family, service, and kindness. He admired her strength, she appreciated his patience and emotional steadiness. A simple compliment from him about her dedication touched her more deeply than any comment about looks could have. In return, her respect for his role as a father made him feel seen and valued. By the time their drinks had gone cold, neither of them was thinking about first impressions anymore. They were thinking about the next conversation, the next meeting, the next possibility. What began as an imperfect start had quietly turned into something rare and heartfelt. The spark of a connection built on truth, empathy, and mutual respect, setting the foundation for a story neither of them expected, but both were ready to explore.